Section 12, the fastest way out of debt and dealing with financial distress. Now, start with the fastest way out of debt. Now, on the board behind me, I've put together a fictional table of debts. What we've got is a store card, 2 credit cards and a loan. Different rates, different balances, different monthly payments. Okay, now to get out of debt, this is just the fastest way where you just want to get rid of it. First thing to do is put it in a table in rate order with the highest at the top. So you can see the store card 18%, credit card is 16 and 14, and the loan is 9%. Okay, now balance is 16,600, the monthly payments 363. Now the fastest way out of debt is to pay as much money towards this as you possibly can. So let's say 363 is your contractual debts on this, the minimum payments and the contractual on the loan. But you think, okay, right, I'm going to chuck everything, I just need to get rid of this. So I'm going to pay 460 a month. So pretty much almost 100 quid a month extra. So here's what you do. I've purposely put them in rate order because you pay the contractual payments on everything apart from the top one. So for these 3, usual payments, and for the top one, you pay the contractual payment and any spare cash. So if we say we're going to, let's make the numbers easy. We'll say we're going to pay 463 per month, so an extra £100 on top. So as this is the highest rate, it makes sense to pay that one off first because it's going to come down quicker. So pay the contractual on these 3. On the top one, we pay £185. Okay, that will start to bring the balance down quicker, and you'll start to get momentum. So what happens by doing this? Immediately you pay more off, and at some point in the not too distant future, that one gets wiped out. Okay, and it makes sense because that's the most costly one. Now, because you're used to paying 463, what we now do is we're paying 185, it was the 85 plus 100 quid. Once that's gone, we now keep paying the same money, so 463 per month. So the second highest, the credit card at 16%, we now focus on that one. So the cash that's freed up because this is paid off, which is 185, now goes on to this one. Okay, now that balance will pay off quicker than the first one because we're putting so much money towards it. Right, now that money's gone, so all the money that's available, 463, now goes on to the next highest, and so on and so on. So what happens? Eventually, get rid of that one. Now the loan, we're making 463. In that case, it's £351 extra payments, and that will bring that balance down in no time. So you can see the idea here is you're paying the highest interest, which makes sense because that's the most costly. Once that's paid off using any extra money you've got, you then divert this monthly outlay. If you can put more in, even better. And what happens is your debt starts to the momentum increases and it gets faster and faster and faster. Okay, there's no quicker way to do it. So it's any spare cash in the highest interest and the next highest, until it's all gone. Right. Okay. Now, what's another way to reduce the interest? Something that people do is the right and wrong way is consolidate it. Now, consolidating is okay if it's done the right way. You consolidate that the same to a mortgage or a loan at a cheaper rate, that's fine, but the money you then save needs to be diverted back into paid off that cheaper rate because that will pay it off quicker. If you do what, let's say most people do, consolidate into a lower rate to reduce your monthly outgoings and then only pay the contractual, what you can end up doing is spreading the interest over a much longer period and you end up paying more. So there's a right and wrong way. We go through this in the written program, we'll go through this in more detail. Okay, so that's how to pay debt off or personal debt. Obviously the mortgage one is it's got its own section. Now, in terms of financial distress, we'll go to the manual. Now, financial distress it can be a huge burden. Now, if we go back to our emotional frequency chart, you've got all this anxiety, fear, low energy around having debt and this worry, it pulls your energy down. Okay, so it's not so much the financial, it's what it does to your emotions. It can be crushing. Okay, so we need to get rid of that. So we've got 8 steps to take if you're experiencing financial difficulty. Number 1, most important, is do not bury your head in the sand. Talk to your creditors. Okay, absolutely important. Problem shared is a problem halved, as they say. And what it is, okay, it even doesn't make the problem go away, but your energy raises by doing that because you feel that little bit better. Number 2 is you always pay something. Never just avoid it. Just pay a little bit, even if it's £1 a month. 3, draw up a budget plan. Similar to what I did on the board. Lenders will do this with you. I'm going to give you some resource in a minute. We'll help you do this. 4, eliminate unnecessary day-to-day spending. Okay, section 9, going through that should help you with that. 5, consider professional advice to see if you can save on financial products. Talking to a professional advisor, whether it's a debt advisor, Citizens Advice Bureau, or a professional financial advisor, may see stuff you've never even thought of. Seek further specialist assistance. Now you've got wonderful resources in the UK. The Step Change is a charity set up by lenders. These people deal with people in financial distress all day long. They will put a budget plan together for you and even talk to your creditors. You don't have to pay for these services. It's all free. They'll do it for you. Wonderful, wonderful. If you suffer from distress, free phone number, it's in there, 0800 138 111. Okay, they'll do it all for you, and it'll take a huge amount of distress from you, and your energy will rise quickly. And you don't have to deal with the creditors, they do it for you. So seriously consider using these. And you've got National Debt Line, and there's others online, and you've got Citizens Advice Bureau. Okay, 7, there's debt management companies that may charge you a fee. I would go to the freebies first, National Debt Line and Step Change, before you consider those. Or professional advisor, financial advisor, they can guide you if they can't help. Put together a debt repayment plan. Okay, this is what Step Change does anyway, but it's something that helps you because it's budgeting, it's a way out of this, it's a step in the right direction, it will raise your energy, it will take some of the stress away. And finally, if you're in financial difficulties, if your financial difficulties are severe, you may need to seek advice of an insolvency practitioner to look at things like an IVA, individual voluntary arrangement, or even bankruptcy. Now, if you've gone through the main program, you'll know in there I declared 22 years ago, as we film, I went bankrupt in the year 2000. Now, bankruptcy has a perceived stigma. Now, with my circumstances, I basically got dropped in it in a very precarious position. It was horrible, got a little bit of legal advice, and they looked at the situation and said, it's probably not recoverable, the money you're owed, probably best going for bankruptcy. And in the end, I did that. Best thing I ever did. I walked into the county court with my bankruptcy petition. It was so matter of fact. I walked out, this piece of paper said I was bankrupt, paid the fees, and I walked back down the high street floating on air. It was like this big protection blanket was placed over me and my energy. I never felt so free. It was wonderful. So I talk about bankruptcy with a smile on my face because it was a great thing for me, from all the stress, anxiety and worry, what am I going to do, to it all being lifted in an instant. Yeah, I couldn't borrow for a little while, but was I, that's it, cast on the heap forever and doomed? No, quickly you pick yourself up, it's just a blip in the road and you move on. So if there's nowhere else to go, I would advise consider it if you're in deep financial distress, and you can start again. Very quickly you get back on your feet, because the most important thing is the energy change. Once you've got rid of that fear, stress, anxiety and that worry, your energy shoots up, you start again, and then you get it all back. Okay, I hope that helps. So please don't bury your head in the sand. Look, use the charities, use the free advice, or use professional advisors, but it's all there in section 12. Okay, that concludes 12. I'll see you on the next one on section 13.